Thank you for watching my new and exciting episode of my adventure. I wanted to pilgrim this Pony Express route for many years. While we are exploring history of American West, we are going to drive vast landscape of untamed western Utah and detour to Geode to find gems there. Please enjoy the episode in a comfort of your choice. While we are heading to Idaho to see my son and his family, we decided to go through Pony Express route of Utah section. That the most of the Pony Express route is still dirt road. We made sidetrack because this one is more likely to be the original route. Some of the parts of original route were private land, so we could not go there, although we explored some of the route to have a glimpse of it. We started dirt road of pilgrimage route from the west of Fairfield to Ibapa, a small border town west of Utah. In the downtown of Salt Lake City, we could find some of the historic markers and a statue of Pony Express, and a barn inside of this is the Place Heritage Park. This is the Place Heritage Park, offers tour and pony riding experiences and visitor center. For more information, if you have plenty of time when you visit there. This Heritage Park located 2601 Sunnyside Avenue, Salt Lake City. In the 1860s, before telegraphs connected the coasts, there was only one way to get a message across the country fast: the Pony Express. A daring group of young riders braved dangerous terrain, weather, and even outlaws on the way to carry mail between Missouri and California in record time. The Pony Express was founded in 1860 by William Hepburn Russell, Alexander Majors, and William B. Waddell, aiming to deliver mail nearly 2,000 miles from St. Joseph, Missouri, to Sacramento, California, in just 10 days. Riders were young, often teenagers, who had to weigh less than 125 pounds. Their job? Ride 75 to 100 miles per shift, swapping horses at relay stations every 10 to 15 miles for fresh speed. The journey was treacherous. Riders faced harsh weather, deep rivers, bandits, and Native American conflicts. But they carried mail in a special leather pouch, called a mochila, and rode tirelessly through the wilderness. This is a monument marking one of the location of a Pony Express station. Stations are 10 to 15 miles apart to have supplies and exchange with fresh horse. I found these kinds of signs in many stations. It is worth read it. I quote, "Expedient delivery." The goal of the Pony Express was to provide speedy and dependable mail service between Missouri and California. Before the first ride, an important task was to develop a shorter route, especially across the wild open spaces between Utah and California. With only 2 months to prepare, the owners of the Pony Express needed to ensure that the mail would get through in a timely manner. To do so meant finding a route that would be more expedient than the established California trail. And I continue to quote, "Settlements and homesteads between Utah and California were rare prior to the Pony Express. Fortunately for Russell, Majors, and Waddell, recent explorations southwest of Salt Lake City and work already in progress by other private companies provided the means to shave nearly 300 miles off the Humboldt River route." In the mid-1850s, a mountain settler named Howard Egan scouted and developed a trail across the Utah West Desert to drive his cattle between Salt Lake City and the markets in California. Learning about Egan's route, entrepreneur George Chorpening and Egan began building the road and developing provisioned way stations for passenger stagecoaches, freight wagons, and transporting mail. Learning about Chorpening and Egan's road work, U.S. topographical engineer Captain James H. Simpson spent a few weeks in the late fall of 1858 exploring the desert area southwest of Great Salt Lake. The following spring, the U.S. Army ordered Simpson to survey the entire route as a potential road for transporting supplies to its outpost at Camp Floyd. On Simpson's recommendation, in 1859 and 1860, the Army made some route adjustments and vastly improved the road and the water holes located along it for use by military freight wagons. When the Pony Express began its first run in early April of 1860, only a handful of way stations existed across the new Central Overland route. Their first stations were roughly 20 to 25 miles apart. Pony Express riders would have to push their Mustangs 50 to 70 miles between stations at Salt Lake City, Faust, Willow Springs, and Deep Creek until the new 10-mile relay stations were in place. With only 2 months to prepare, those new relay stations often began with nothing more than a tent canopy for the station keeper and a makeshift corral for the horses. End of quote. And speed mattered. The Pony Express was the fastest mail system of its time, cutting delivery times nearly in half. Though the Pony Express became legendary, it only lasted 18 months. In October 1861, the completion of the transcontinental telegraph made long-distance mail delivery by horse obsolete. But the spirit of adventure and determination of these riders lives on in American history. The Pony Express may be gone, but its legend remains. What do you think was the toughest challenge the riders faced? History of Pony Express is here so far, but our adventure journey is still ahead of us. Driving this road flat and lonely desert and mountain passes, it reminded me how was the life of those young riders been. With little provisions and unknown danger they are going to face over the hill or turn around corner. Wild antelopes may be their supply, but time is essence. They need to ride on to next station, and next station may give him a short rest and supply. As we continue to drive westbound, beautiful unworldly scenes were displayed in our eyes. I never been a place like this vast desert floor and mountains in the distance. There is no words to describe the scene what we saw. But our journey need to be go on because we have more miles put on my Jeep before dark. We cross the vast desert and turn around corner of the hill. There is Simpson Spring Station is waiting for us, and a few more antelopes are roaming on the hillside. This is the place we are going to camp for the night. Nice camping sites with tap water running and restrooms were nice. There are several people camped there, even if it was in the middle of the week. Since we are here to explore, we cannot skip geode hunting. Geodes form through a fascinating geological process that takes thousands to millions of years. Here's how it happens. First, cavities develop. Geodes begin as hollow spaces inside rocks. These cavities can form in volcanic rocks due to air bubbles, or in sedimentary rocks when organic material decays and leaves voids. Next, mineral-rich water, groundwater carrying dissolved minerals, such as quartz or calcite, seeps into the cavity over time. Crystal growth, as the water evaporates or the minerals precipitate out of the solution, crystals slowly form on the inner walls of the cavity. Hardening process, the outer shell, often made of limestone or another durable rock, remains intact, protecting the delicate crystal formations inside. The result is a beautiful, hidden world of shimmering crystals enclosed within an ordinary-looking rock. Some of the most stunning geodes contain amethyst, quartz, calcite, or agate. We are making right turn here to get to geode bed. Coordination to make right turn is 39.872966. minus 113.139241. That is Geode Bed Road is starting. You can find it by searching Dugway Geode Beds. We dug several places we thought we can find some good ones by digging, but we found more promising rocks. On the surface, they were already exposed and awaiting to be found. Here are most beautiful ones after cleaning some dirt from the inside of the rocks. Some smaller crystals inside, and one of the rock has visible chunks of crystals in it. It was fun experience searching and digging. Anyone who comes here may find something. If you are lucky, you may find a fortune. Geode hunting is over, and we need to go on our expedition, crossing salty desert and over the mountain. Our final destination is very interesting town called Ibapa, most west town in Utah. West of Utah, town of Ibapa. We will show you what we found there. Driving this road is a privilege, like stepping back to the old history and how fascinating landscape we are passing. Huge desert floor with thorny shrubs or salty sand are the scenes we only can see here in this place. Not much human activities, and starry night camping with serenity. Winding mountain passes are so beautiful that making us distracted from driving. I do not know when I can come back again and feel breathtaking places one more time. This episode is going to be our reminder of we had experienced. I just cannot edit them out many of the scenes just because I feel like to cut them out of our memory. I think this is the place where everyone need come in their lifetime. You do not need special vehicle. If you have a pickup truck or small SUV with good suspension, that will do it. We are covering over 130 mile on dirt road. Bumpy or washboard road made us tired, those long hours of driving. We drove under 10 mile an hour or about 50 miles an hour based on road conditions. This is only farming or ranching community we passed through between Fairfield, where we started journey, and the final destination, Ibapa. This place is called Kalau, located just before the mountain pass. We needed to go over the hills to get to the Ibapa, where we will wrap up our journey. It also has a Pony Express station monument under the big tree. There is a small section of original Pony Express route, so we are making detour from main dirt road to see the monument of another Pony Express station. We are turning south on Abapa Road heading to Ibapa. It is a small, unincorporated community in Tooele County with a population of around 128 to 144 residents. When we met local, she said they have only one elementary school there with 20 to 30 kids total. She said no one selling house and no one buying the house when we asked housing price. The town is primarily inhabited by members of the Confederated Tribes of the Goshute Reservation, along with scattered farmlands and a trading post. Despite its small size, it has a rich history, dating back to 1859, when Mormon missionaries established a settlement to teach farming techniques to the local Goshute people. The town was originally called Deep Creek, but its name was later changed to Ibapa, derived from the Goshute word Ai Bimpa, meaning white clay water. Ibapa was a stop on the Pony Express in 1860 to 1861, playing a role in early mail delivery across the West. The town was once part of an early alignment of the Lincoln Highway, one of the first transcontinental roads in the U.S. We found red-colored big box there with full of books. There were interesting ones, Harry Potter books, Bill O'Reilly books, and many children books, and they are waiting to be picked up by someone. We figured that was old fridge that was converted.